What is up, guys? So this is actually a follow-up of my RTX 3090 unboxing video. I was going to tell y'all about the what I was going to do about my RTX 3080. Now this right here is the Razer Core X. Now if you recall, I had this back in December of 2019 where I actually made a setup video with the GTX 1050 Ti. Well, now I'm actually planning to set up my RTX 3080 with this. So let's get started with that. So as you can see, I have my RTX 3080 plugged in. This is the fan for the GPU. This is actually my first time setting it up with the power pins because the 1050 Ti I had was a low profile 1050 Ti, so it didn't really need the power cables. I think this comes equipped with a 650 watt power supply, which is more than enough to power this because this is the only thing that's being powered, and that's about, this at max goes up to more than 300 watts. So yeah, this is more than enough to power this. Yeah, so let me actually set this up. I'm gonna be downloading games into my MacBook just like last time. Only this time I'm gonna just go straight to the Windows version. I'm not gonna install it in the Mac version because I just feel personally that Steam games and Steam itself just works better on the Windows system. So I'm just gonna run my boot camp right into Windows 10, and then I'm gonna plug in my Razer Core X into that, and it should read my RTX 3080. And I'm gonna install drivers. I'm gonna download 2 games. I think I'm gonna start with Tekken 7, obviously, like last time, and I'm gonna be doing I think Call of Duty Black Ops 3, mainly because I only have like 400 gigabytes in my partition for that boot camp, and doing any other Call of Duty games is probably gonna like kill a lot of memory for it. And Black Ops 3 doesn't really kill as much as memory as the newer Call of Duties do. Okay, so let's get started with that. Alright, so I am in boot camp with my eGPU connected. As you can see, I'm using a Thunderbolt 3 to 2 connector because this is a MacBook 2017 edition, so it has Thunderbolt 2. It's reading the RTX 3080, as you can see. Yeah, I'm just gonna, and I just changed some of my NVIDIA settings, of course, optimize the graphics card a bit. Alright, so now I'm gonna actually shut this monitor off and just have it display onto this monitor, and I'm gonna be running some tests starting with Tekken 7, and then I'm gonna do Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Alright, so I'm gonna do a voiceover for this. This is the gameplay on my MacBook with the RTX 3080. So I'm going into my graphics settings. That's the highest resolution I can get on the current monitor that I was using as my external monitor. I pushed everything to the ultra settings as much as I can with obviously 2400 by 1350. And I'm going to turn the FPS counter on just so we can see what frames I was getting. It seemed like I was getting a little bit over 59 because when I finished recording the video it came out to 60 FPS, so I think it was just a tiny bit over 59 on average, which is not bad. I was definitely getting a bottleneck, obviously, because of the MacBook CPU. It was an i5 5th gen if I wasn't mistaken, which is obvious, which makes sense because that's the 2017 MacBook Air. So I'm actually testing these out with 4 stages specifically that uses the most graphic power in Tekken 7. So I'm starting off with the Island Paradise first. This is probably the most graphic stressful stage, I think, in the game. So I started off with that. Didn't really have that many lag. Just a tiny bit off because I'm used to having constant 60 on my PC. But it's definitely workable, or playable I should say. Yeah, it didn't really have that much of a problem. as you can see, I did drop a couple of combos, obviously, because like I said, I'm used to having constant 60, so my input's gonna be slightly delayed by like maybe 0.5 milliseconds, if I'm not mistaken, because it's just a tiny bit off. But yeah, like, if I didn't have a PC, this would definitely be a workaround to have. I did play with my external GPU at one point when I was trying to get a CPU cooler for my first PC build, and I couldn't play on my PC, so I did use my external GPU for a bit. Yeah, this is definitely going to be something I'm going to be probably playing with while, obviously, this is in my office room, if you didn't see. Probably going to be playing with it a bit, while I wait, obviously, not while I'm on a call, but, yeah. So far, didn't have any much of a problem. I'm gonna go to the next stage. And the next stage I believe I did was Vermilion Gates. Yep. Vermilion Gates is another pretty high graphic area in the game. I actually like the scenery in this game as well. This definitely looks way better than the first time I did use the Razer CODBOIII because I had a GTX 1050 Ti, which is probably like way worse graphics card than you could probably think of. That card was basically even worse than my 960, just to put in perspective. But yeah, so far with a MacBook from 2017 and using an RTX 3080, you're still getting pretty good results as far as gaming goes. I feel like if I just went to like normal 720 or 1080p, I would have more of a constant frame. I just wanted to push it as far as I could. But yeah, if you wanted to just like PC game, like if you can't afford obviously like a whole gaming rig and you got like a laptop with Thunderbolt connection, you could definitely look into this. If you obviously can't afford a RTX 3000 card, you can definitely go with GTX 1660 Ti. That's still a pretty like staple GPU that you can get. And this is gonna be the last stage I try out, Infinite Azure 2. Oh no, I tried the normal Infinite Azure as well. Infinite Azure, I should say. Infinite Azure. I had so much practice with DSS, so me knocking these down isn't a problem, but obviously me trying to knock down the 4 up, what was it, yeah, 4 up 3, yeah, 4 up 3, 4 3, forward 4 3 DSS F4 combos. Gonna require me to at least have 60 FPS just because I gotta have my timing perfectly to knock that down consistently. But a normal DSS combo doesn't seem to like affect me because I've had so much practice with that to the point where I can knock that down even on a console if I wanted to, because I've had so much practice doing it. I could do it pretty much effortlessly now. Obviously not that, because that one requires a little bit more of a micro dash. I guess they'll do the crouch cancel combos though.
Get ready for the next battle.
like I said, almost effortless pretty much. Like I said, I gotta have my timing perfectly just to knock that down. Okay, I think that was the last, wait no, well, yeah, this is the last stage I tested out on Tekken 7, so, yeah. I'm gonna switch over to my Call of Duty Black Ops 3 gameplay right now. So this is my Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Let me turn off the sound for that because the audio, I didn't know what was my playback audio for my MacBook, but I think it was set to the default MacBook, and I think I left microphone function on. So, and this is a game where you can't play in silent unlike Tekken. So I think the audio was like conflicting each other, so yeah, the audio is gonna sound scratchy. Unless I just turned off the microphone function, it would have been fine. But yeah, so I'm playing the campaign mode mainly because this game online is kind of dead now. This I was also on average was 60 FPS. As you saw, I was running pretty solid settings as well on high settings, and with 1600 by 900 resolution. And I was still, after I was done recording, it also said 60 FPS average, so I think I was hitting that mark. The refresh rate on the monitor I was using had 75, so yeah, you're gonna see a bit of 75-ish sometimes when I'm playing the game. Yeah, this game I really haven't played in a while, so mind me where I was completely lost as to what to do at this part because I actually forgot where I left off. So I forgot where I was supposed to go to find the target. I was actually supposed to go on top of the radiator. I actually forgot because I lost track of where I was. This is what the problem is if you don't play a campaign straight through and you just continue from like some midpoint because you tend to forget. And then I just remembered I was supposed to go on. I remember when I saw the radiators, I was like, oh wait, hold on, I'm supposed to go on top of these, aren't I? Yeah, give it a few. I don't know why I did that. Boy. Alright. No. Yeah. This is a note to everybody. If you're playing a campaign mode, just play it through the entire time. Otherwise, you're gonna just forget where exactly you left off, especially if you haven't played the game in a while. You forgot where you left off. So then I just remembered, okay, I'm supposed to go on top of these things, and then there he is. Here comes the cutscene. I should have downloaded MSI Afterburner so we could have just got a constant read of like the frames all the time. Because if you set the in-game FPS counter, it only gives you the FPS counter for certain times. Like for instance, this cutscene won't tell you what the FPS counter is, but I'm assuming 30 because most of the cutscenes are on 30 on default. But yeah, the gameplay is the main FPS counter for this pretty much. Let's skip through this cutscene a bit. I just want to get straight to the gameplay. Okay, so right here. Okay, I don't know why that shows up in the middle of the FPS counter. Okay, so now we're gonna actually have gameplay with the FPS counter. Pay attention, it's hitting around the 50 area while I'm having in the middle of an action scene. Now it's in the 40s a bit. This I could have just put on like I think high or medium settings. On a lower resolution, I think it should have been a little bit better. But once I start moving, like running and stuff, I think it starts getting a little bit higher, but I think that's obvious because there's a lot more movement involved, and obviously frames go up a little bit higher because there's more movement being tracked. So right now, yeah, it's getting a little bit to the 60 area now. It's obviously not, it's variable. It's variable FPS from what it looks like right now. It can't stay constant. Yeah, certain scenes it's gonna hit up to like close to 60, I think. Yeah, like right here it's hitting a little bit to the 70 area. But again, this is also on an i5 processor, 5th gen i5 processor. On a MacBook. I think it has 4 cores too, and with 1.8 gigahertz. A 1.8 gigahertz processor with an RTX 3080, and you still can get somewhat out of it. This scene caught me a little bit off guard, mainly because I was not expecting that, and they kind of got me there. As you can see here, it's getting a little bit past the 60s, going close to 70. I sound like a meteorologist, kind of. I will say at least it's still gonna go above 30. It still hasn't yet to hit like that 30 mark, which is pretty good. Although I do prefer having constant frames instead of variable because it stays focused a lot more. And you won't have that much of a lag in the middle. When you have a lag midway, it kind of sucks. But like I said, this is definitely a workaround though. Obviously, if you lower down the settings a bit and change the resolution, it definitely probably is going to have more of a constant frame. Okay, well, think that's good enough here. We got a gist of the gameplay with Call of Duty and a Tekken 7 with this. Overall, if you want to see my other video, I think I'll leave a link for that as well, with my original Razer Core X video from December of 2019. Okay, well, have a good day.